Okay, if you look at your dimensional analysis, it says, write equivalent statements. Write the units the answer will have. Write down what is given, including the units and significant figures. Show the dimensional analysis strain that includes all the units in each conversion factor. I will, and then I show it formally on the next page. Okay, so please arrange your work so I can see the A equivalent statements, B the conversion factors, and C the dimensional analysis. Okay, the first one is, John and John want to give all their chemistry students enough chocolate to make them goofy for the rest of the day. It's a known fact that it takes exactly 47 chocolate chips to make a student goofy. The average cookie contains 29 chocolate chips. Between them, there are 6 chemistry classes, and each class has an average of 18 students. How many chocolate chip cookies does John's wife Karen need to make so that John and John can make all their students goofy? Okay, so there's a lot of information in there, isn't there?
Yeah.
So if we look at this, first of all, there's several things going on. We've got A, we've got goofy students. Okay, we're gonna make students goofy. B, it's gonna take chips to make them goofy, chocolate chips. C, we've got cookies that we're dealing with. And then D, we have students, the total number of students we're dealing with, and students per class. And E, we have chemistry classes.
For the most part, you're gonna need 7 distance plus distance equals distance.
Okay.
Students and goofy are almost the exact same thing. Okay, so what are the equivalencies that we have in this information? Well, one equivalency is 47 chips
Okay, so your answer to the hours is correct,
makes
but your answer
one
for
student goofy. Okay. 29 chips equals 1 cookie.
Like 22.
Did I write it down right? Yep. Okay. And there are 18 students
I'm sorry, Mark wasn't the first
in
person.
one class.
So you
And
go
the
for
other
every
information that we have is there are 6 chem classes.
Yeah.
And that one doesn't have an equivalency, but we do know the number, we need the number of classes.
But he said my hours were correct.
How's that right if you're adding 235
So-
to 7 o'clock?
But that one said my hours were correct.
To make one student goofy, how many cookies does it take?
So you have 7 o'clock here.
Okay?
2 minutes.
Takes more than one.
Yeah, it takes more than one, that's for sure. So to have one goofy student, one goofy student times 47 chips to one student, because that's how many chips it takes to make one student goofy, times one cookie has 29 chips. And that's going to give you what? Well, 1 times 47 times 1 is 47. 1 times 29 is 29. Now, that is equal to 1.62 cookies.
7:45. Okay. You know what?
Okay? So, since you're not going to have a partial cookie, one goofy student has to eat 2 cookies to be goofy. Does that make sense? So, to get one student goofy, you need
Oh,
2
wait, there's all 3?
cookies.
Or not, so.
Yeah, that's good. But
Okay.
it's in top.
So, now if we want to know how many cookies are needed for one chem
Because
class,
what I did was I
well,
took 35
we
minutes.
have
I took 15
18
minutes off of this.
students
and
in
it
one
was
class.
8 o'clock.
So,
And
you
I was
have
left
one
with
goofy.
2 hours and 20 minutes.
to 2 cookies
But he said since one was wrong already.
times 1 chem class to 18 goofy, because that's how many goofy students there are.
I'll just kind of open it.
So that is going to equal what?
Do 10:20.
That's right.
10:30.
Oh. It's easier to look at the other way. 1 chem class.
And we
Let's do it the other direction.
started at 7:45 a.m. Yeah.
We want to know how many cookies for 1 chem class. So we're going to go 1 chem class times, we've got 18 goofy students,
Look at it.
or students. And it's going to be for 1 chem class times, we're going to have 2 cookies, and 1 student. And that's going to equal 36 cookies
And you can only
per
have, you can
chem
only
class.
do it so many, so many questions, so many times. So, if Ms. Moon is have those, help you, okay? Because I'm not sure where they got those 10 extra minutes.
Yeah.
Okay?
It could be just like you're doing
So now if I want to for all 6 classes, all I have to do is multiply 6 times 36, and I'm going to get that as 16, no, 6 times 6 is 36, 18, 21, 216 cookies for all the classes. That's one way to do it. We could do it another way. We could look at the idea of the chips. Remember, it says that it takes 47 chips to make a student goofy. So 1 chem class times, it's going to be 18. 1 chem class has 18 students times 1 student on the bottom is 47 chips. Okay? So to get a class with Goofy without the cookies, but just the chips, what would we do? We'd multiply straight across, and we would have 200, let's see, 1 chem class, how about 846 chips? So 846 chips per class. And then multiply that and then we could divide let's see, do we want to do that? We could divide by 29 chips in a cookie. So if I have 846 chips, and I want to find out how many cookies,
Oh, okay, so it's
so I'm going to have 29 chips to one cookie. And I get 29.2 cookies. So you see there's a difference when you work from the chips to the cookies and when you work from the cookies straight. Okay? But this is kind of fun to work your way through this. And in a sense, this is exactly kind of the way it works with this whole system in chemistry. Because you're going from moles to grams and grams back to moles and so many atoms in a molecule or how many atoms or how many molecules in a compound. So you're running all this stuff all the time, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But you can see how this is very helpful when you know your relationships. Then you can work all of your dimensions from there, all of your analysis works from this. Okay? So, okay, we're going to go ahead and just do some practice now.